Okay, Jacques, thanks for coming. Thank you. I wys nog nie 'n rekord nie. Okay, there we go. Jacques, thanks for coming and doing this presentation. We know that you had a crisis last time we did the young professionals. Thanks for this. And yes, I'm not going to talk too much. We had a very good meeting with the young professionals. And I would love if you could go through your presentation, which we'll then also circulate. Thank you and welcome.
Afternoon, Nico, and thank you for the opportunity. Yes, just a quick introduction about my company and myself. We are PRISMA Training Solutions, and today we would like to speak a bit about human capital development as well as the skills development within the mining sector. So yes, I'm going to give you a bit of introduction around our company, where we come from, as well as a bit of mandatory training within the field of mining. Specifically in a small-scale mining space, then a small piece on our product offerings, and the bulk of the information will be around the skills integration as well as the career path to follow in the mining sector and mineral sector. Okay, just a quick introduction. We are PRISMA Training Solutions. We are fully accredited at the Mining Qualification Authority. We've been training in the mining sector for the last 15 years. We also accredited at the construction SETA as well as the transport SETA. We are a level 2 BE contributor with 51% black owned and 34.43 black female owned in the company. We do work not only in South Africa but also abroad, specifically in Namibia, Botswana, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Tanzania, and we also recently started doing work in Guinea. Just quickly about our group itself, we've got various clusters which we belong to in our group. Our group is listed on the JSE Stock Exchange, Workforce Holdings, and PRISMA falls under the Training and Development cluster, whereby you will also find DINA, the people that's more familiar in the supervisories and the white-collar training space. You will find yourself there. Then we've got a training force which more focus on the 12H learnership composition. KBC is your induction, your safety training, and then we've got a cyber training that's more about your cyber awareness with regards to the banking space as well as more into the corporate space. Okay. PRISMA itself, we deliver expert knowledge in the field of mining as well as mineral processing. We've got professional training, meaning that we just have over 117 training staff that's actively busy around South Africa and most of the regions. All our training is focused specifically on higher productivity and efficiency with regards to safety in the workplace. We assist most of our clients in setting up their work skills plan and submitting the necessary information so that they can submit their annual training report. We do have an in-depth understanding in training needs, hence our experience within human capital development. We also assist our clients to ensure that they tick the boxes around their social labor plans, the CSI, the corporate social initiatives, as well as their BE, triple B, EE component under skills development. We've got a healthy relationship, or we believe we've got a healthy relationship with most of our clients hence our long-term relationship with our clients. Currently, we've got just over 10 qualifications registered on the various SETAs, which was mentioned before. We've got just over 400 short courses which we provide across the board in the mining sector. We just trained just over 40,000 people since our first accreditation. We're also part of the ISO 9001:2015 certification, and that's us. Nature of our business, as I said, we specialized in open cast mining. We specialized in underground mining, human capital development, community development, career path development, and hence our accreditation at the various SETAs, MKA, CETA, TETA, ISO. We also registered at the Department of Labour for our first aid, and then also we are registered at the independent education body for our foundational learning competency. We've got in PRISMA, our head office is in Potch. We've got 5 fully operational branches across South Africa. Springbok is one of them. Got 2, the second one, Rustenburg third, and then we've got Potch, and then also we've got Wheatbank as our last branch. We've got an ability to not only train in our local areas, but also across the board into Africa, as I just mentioned previously. Our product offerings, I'm not going to go into detail in this, is you will see we do present full qualifications, part qualification in the skills program. We focus on health and safety, legal compliance, community development training, lifting equipment, and we also do have certain technology available that can assist and enable our operators to operate better, and that's our training equipment simulators, which we've got also easily mobile, which we can move around across South Africa and abroad to assist our clients in developing their learners. Now, a quick overview on our mandatory training, and this is only a small helicopter view. I took the initiative and divided them into four categories. The first one is our career development. And there I see the more the examiner makes safe, the blasting assistant, the SHEREP, that is more focused on your skills programs. Then your periodical training, and that is more your relicensing, your revise and reassess of your code of practice training, your lifting equipment, for example, your forklift licenses expire or your overhead cranes expire, your first aid and your firefighting. As we all know, first aid, you have to renew every 3rd year. And then also your induction, that's your periodical training, which we then suggest and also do. Then we've got the operational or more your culture center type of training, and that's more focusing on the systems of your specific organization, the procedures. That's also more about the cultural diversity of your specific organization type of training, and also ethical business practices. And then on your very last slide is your more Department of Mineral Resources, where we focus on more your license to practice, and that's more focused into your blasting ticket. As we all know, the blasting certificate or the rockbreaker certificate still stands. However, the license to practice now is over to the DMR, which gives you now the license to practice. We also have your mining overseer certificates, which we focus on, as well as the preparation into the mine manager certificate for the learners. Then we also specialize quickly in a couple of short courses, which we focus on, and so lifting equipment, soft skills, your environmental courses, training equipment simulators, training the people on how to administer your simulators and how to implement more effectively. We also look at trainer development, so upskilling your current trainer complement on sites to train them on a higher level on your occupational directed ETDP, and that's also a more career path for a trainer. Then we've got an enhancement system, which is more a psychometric assessment system, which enables a learner to qualify on a certain machine. So this is your Vienna testing system, or what we call a Dover system at some cases. And then also, yes, we've got a lot of career development courses which we provide. Now, just in short, all our training is focused to be integrated, and hence you will see the blue versus the red. We've got leadership, hazard, working ethics, legal, and communication. But once again, it all falls into our technical space, which is more the mining, machinery, and metallurgy, which is the technical space, which we then see as technical. The other ones we then see as other skills that's necessary. We didn't put all the triangles in this, like, for example, your behavioral skills and how a person should behave during these things. And that's also where you will find where we test our learners on the psychometric assessment center as well. Now, this is the more in detail part, which I would like to discuss with all of you today. And that's why Nico invited me, is more to look on the career path or the career progression for a life of a miner, or a miner at the workplace. So what we say is a miner will start at a blasting assistant, which is a skills program, but we will focus much lower and say that once a learner arrives at the mine, the first thing that the learner will do is he will focus on operating mobile machinery as a starting point. Thereafter, he will progress into what we call examine and make safe, or as some people it also know it as competent A. Once that is finished, a learner will then progress into a much senior role, and that will be your health and safety representative skills program. And after that, obviously, if the equipment is available and if there's a need for a mine to implement support, we will then suggest or recommend that a learner also go for what we call the competent B skills program. Once a learner is finished with that, we will then see him as a blasting assistant. Obviously, the next level for him to go from there is more into a national certificate. The national certificate, as I mentioned previously, is your rock breaking certificate in mining operations. He will then go into what we call a miner, or in surface terminology, we will say he's a blaster, or even a blasting technician. Then thereafter, we will focus into a mining of a shift overseer or a first line supervisor, depends on what level they work in. We will then recommend that a person will go through another qualification called a further education and training certificate in mining operations level 4. That specific qualification is designed to have an overarch into the underground in focusing on what we call the previous shipboard program at the underground mines, which has now been drawn over to the open cast. And lastly, on the open cast side, in a mining overseer's place, where we will prep a learner for the section A and B of the DMR's examination. And that will be specifically for him to qualify and get recognition on a mining overseer's level. And then lastly is the mine manager's ticket. We'll also go through the levels of preparation, and then we'll also appoint and assist a learner to apply for his mine manager certificate. The second career path within small-scale mining is your mineral processing side. There we start firstly with a couple of skills program, and it can range from flotation, crushing, screening, milling, thickening, water reticulation, or chemical handling. We will then appoint a person, what we call as a process assistant. We will then develop him as time goes on over an 18 months period on a national certificate in mineral processing level 2. And as time progresses between his career path, 2 to 4 years from a machine operator to a process controller, we will then qualify him through a couple of or a series of skills programs in metallurgy, safety, on troubleshooting, as well as the fundamentals of level 3. And at the end, then qualify the employee as a national certificate mineral processing level 3. On a later stage and much more advanced, and this once again can go from a graduate entering the specific program or a person going through the career path. We then will put him on a program called a further education and training certificate in mineral processing, and there we focus much more on safety, how the control rooms are operated, supervision of the models, metallurgy, accounting, as well as the economics around metallurgy. And then we'll say he's either a shift supervisor, or depends on where he's worked, or even a plant superintendent. Now, lastly, before I end off, we're very much focused on community development in our workforce, specifically in small-scale mining. That's why I would like to just give you through this message, whereby we specialize in community development with regards to upliftment and transferring of skills. Very important. We also recommend and implement various human capital development initiatives to ensure that both our clients' return on investment and our learners' return on expectations are met. So many times we enter into agreements where our clients think that that is what our learner wants, and after closely consultation with the community forums, we realize that this is not actually what they want. They actually wanted something different. And that's bringing me to my last part, where I say we provide customized training programs per need as per our community. So we focus and we listen to what our community wants, and that's what we do. So we've got a range of learnerships that we focus on, anything from bricklaying, welding, plumbing, new venture creation. Also in mining, if they want to go into the mining space, we're going for the rock breaking learnerships. We go into the operate and mobile machinery. And we do have a couple of clients over the last 10 years, which is actually focusing on these type of training interventions. Now, I'm only mentioning a couple of them where I actually give you a couple of photos. And Wilmans, South 32, BNE, Emery's, Iron Ore, De Beers, which is a huge client of ours, Cemancor, and obviously ASPASA. I think they also play an integral part in our development within the community as well. And that is my story. Any questions?
Jacques, yes. One question. Can we have these slides, because we want to use them to send out, that we can start pushing this training issue? We've got various things here. Anneke, you can maybe cut it if you want to. Cut the recording. Thanks, Jacques. Before she cuts, thanks. But just please stay on. I want to talk to you about something. Anneke.
Thank you, guys.
Ek kan hom maar afsny. Ek wil nog met Jacques praat, hoor.
Okay. Well said.